This is Chapter 3, Understanding the Community, and I'm Jennifer Gates, and the community that I'm going to discuss today is the St. Joseph, Missouri community. And although I don't live in this community, I live about 30 miles from St. Joseph in Kansas in a very rural community. This will be my second year teaching in and working in St. Joe, and I found this research valuable in learning more about and understanding the community that I work in. So I'm excited to share that information with you here today. First of all, the known customs and traditions and a little bit about the town. St. Joseph, Missouri is a metropolitan area. It's located along the Missouri River, which does drive some business still in the community. It's a historic town. It's known for stops on the Pony Express, being the start of the Pony Express, and also for the place, the death of Jesse James. It's a growing population with several new businesses, a large shopping area that has grown, and a mall that's been revamped and with lots of new businesses being brought in. Also, Triumph Foods and some other businesses have came into the community. In recent years, this growth in new businesses has caused a growth in diversity. We have a low-income community, though. 17.2% of the population is below poverty level. It's very much a blue-collar town. It's conservative, laid-back, and family-oriented. Some of the traditions in the community: there's an apple blossom parade and festival that's a big deal in the community. There is also a Southside Festival that I didn't include on my slide, but is a big deal, and a lot of people attend and look forward to that. And there's also a Trails West Festival that is sponsored by the Arts Council and has musician and lots of art booths and just a whole lot of stuff to see and do that is a lot of fun, and it's kind of a tradition in the community. Some of the population characteristics: it has a population of 76,780 according to the 2010 census. 52% of the population is female, 49.8% is male. As far as the ethnicity, 87.8% is Caucasian, 6% African American, and 5.7% Hispanic. And although it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of diversity, this has been quite a change in the last 5 to 10 years with that increased, even though it's still a small portion of the community. The increase in the Hispanic or Latino community has been significant and caused some growing pains within the district. The median age of the population is 35.6, and the city does house Missouri Western State College and Vatterott Technical School. In addition to the public school system, there are several parochial schools or private schools as well. We have quite a few communication channels in addition to the school district Facebook page. They use Twitter and also a very nice district website. We also have a television stations within the community, KQ2 and Channel 26, 4 radio stations, which includes country, rock, and also AM station. Cable Channel 41 is a local school district television channel which broadcasts school board meetings and other community events related to the school. It's also a great place to get out information to the community when necessary. We do have a local daily newspaper called the St. Joe News Press, and they do a good job of covering events within the district as well. We have the increased number of Spanish-speaking population has increased the demand for ESL teachers and tutors, and so that has caused some growing pains within the community. The known community groups: the Missouri Teachers Association is a big organization within the school system, where Kansas has the KNEA, Missouri and St. Joseph does have an NEA group, but the MSTA is much a larger group and seems to be the voice of the teachers in that district. There's also school and district PTA organizations that work together for the good of the school and the district. There's a PACT committee that was formed by the district when they were working on passing the bond issues, and Additionally, some of those leaders have formed a Facebook page called St. Joe Kids. The Shriners, or the Moila, is a big organization within the community. There's an active chamber of commerce. There's a women's sorority that sponsors the school district back to school luncheon. The YWCA, Women in Leadership group or organization, recognizes leaders, women leaders in the community, and has recognized several members of the school district. And there's school and district partnerships, school and business partnerships that are formed in the community with each individual school, and those businesses work and help support the school in any ways that they can. So there's a lot of support for education. The known leadership, we do have an active school board. We have a city commission group that is very active. The PACT group that was formed to help with the decisions about what's best for the district as far as building schools and that kind of thing, and passing up bond issues. Leaders in the district tend to be prominent business people and in the community as well. The known community leaders' characteristics. The bond issue was passed and they extended the sunshine clause. I think it was 3 years ago with the help to the PACT group that I mentioned before. The school board, especially a small group, has been under fire recently with creating budget cuts, and possibly some people are of the opinion that the school board actually has overstepped their boundaries on some issues, but they seem to stand up to pressure relatively well. Members in power in the school board or within the community seem to be business owners that have deep roots in the community. Generally, those are people that grew up in the community. Not only are they current business owners or business members, but they've also grown up in the community and understand it from looking at it from several points of view. There is a north side and south side rivalry, which sometimes you can see that in the characteristics of the leaders on the school board and in different positions. They support different viewpoints depending on what side of town they possibly live on. The known economic conditions. The school district recently has cut $3 million in March for this upcoming school year because the state of Missouri seems to be a little behind in school budget cuts. I guess that's thankfully, unlike Kansas that has went through budget cuts for several years now. Missouri's kind of just getting on that bandwagon, and so the school district's concern was preparing for future cuts and being proactive. Expanded retail business is good for the economic conditions in the community. The unemployment rate is 5.6%. We have a low average household income of medium income of $40,995. We have a high number of low SES students within the district at 63%. Generally, we have a lot of blue-collar factory type workers within the community makeup. The political structure. Budget cuts of $3 million performed by the board have been controversial, as I mentioned before. There's been a lot of publicity about that, and we have a new superintendent coming in next year, and one of the things that he had said immediately or was in the paper was saying the first thing they have to do is try and win back some of the support for the school district because of some of the things that have went on in the past several months. The bond issue and the sunshine clause allowing the building of 2 new elementary schools was passed, and that is currently the building of those schools. The groundbreaking was this spring, and so those are getting started, and there's a lot of political influences as far as working on getting that done, the bond issue and the sunshine clause passed. We were participating in a one-to-one computer initiative in the community, but that halted with the budget cuts, and so it'll be interesting to see where that goes and which influences as far as technology will be in place. The past superintendent is the current school board president, and so there's been some controversy along those lines as well. The known social tensions in the community. There is a north side, south side pride or rivalry, you could say, when it comes to the schools and other activities in the community. We do have alternative schools available at both the elementary and secondary level, which are nice to relieve sometimes some social tensions in the schools. We have a shifting population to the north side of town. That's where all the growth is, the newer housing. And so there's some social tension when we think about building schools where they're located. and not catering just to the higher socioeconomic status, but also looking at where it's needed the most. And poverty causes social tension sometimes within the community. So I hope you've learned a little bit more about St. Joseph. I know I did, and I think it's going to be important as I go forth and become a principal to make sure that I ask myself some of these questions about the community that I'll be working in so that I can better understand the makeup of the community in order to serve the patrons and the students. Thank you very much.